Networking. And the networking is the people business. To be precise, it's the better people business. We're about building better people. It's about building a community. It's about creating something for people that they want to be a part of. The last time most people ever had somebody applaud for them, if then, was their high school graduation. So it's not about closing. That's direct sales. If you have a car lot and somebody comes in looking for a car, you better be able to close it. If they leave your lot, they ain't coming back because somebody else is going to sell them their car. Network marketing is about opening. You're opening up relationships. When somebody says, yeah, I'm in, that is the beginning, not the end. That's where you're beginning a business relationship. If you want to take it down to nuts and bolts or to bare tax, let's assume for the sake of argument that the person you know or you're talking to is not the person you're looking for, because it seldom is. Unless you have a lot of experience, then you sort of have a list of people that you know have been successful. If you're not the person I'm looking for, what's the most valuable asset you have to me? It's not the sale, if you want to call it that. I've already made it. You're in. If that's where it ends, I'm not really making any money no matter how big my commission is, because I've invested time, effort, etc. to get to you, and it ends with you. That's not network marketing. All my sales end with you. I'm limited by what I can do. Even if I have the biggest list in the world and I can push a button, eventually I will exhaust that list. People have heard about it enough. What do I want? I want their most valuable asset. That is the people that they know that I don't. The contacts that they have that I don't. The list that they have that I don't. Well, nobody's going to give that to you initially. That's the most valuable thing they have. It's one thing to say, here's some money, I'll try your product, I'll try your deal, I'll try this, I'll pretend I'm in it, I'll lie to my friends about where I'm going when I'm really going to your silly meeting, I'll wear dark glasses, I'll sit in the back of the room. It's another thing to say, this is my friend Curtis, I respect him more than anybody I know, and I'm going to take you to him and have you tell him this is what I'm doing and put you and my reputation on the line together, right? No, so before you're going to introduce him to him, you have to what? Trust the company? Not really. You have to trust me. You're only going to trust me if we have a relationship. Is that predicated on me closing you and me selling you? No, because you're going to get off the phone no matter how good I am. You'll have a chance to think about it and say, my God, I got sold out of it. It's this. Because nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care. So Curtis summed up those 3 questions. In those 3 questions, there's a million other questions. Are you happy? Most people are going to say, huh? Are you happy? Well, most people are not going to go to a total stranger and say, no, I'm not happy. Really, let me tell you my life story. That's not going to happen. So it's, what do you mean? Do you like what you're doing? Are you satisfied? Are you content? Everybody's dissatisfied with something. Everybody wants to tell their story. Most people, think about it. You walk up to people every day and you say, how are you? And the standard answer is, fine, fine, fine. Somebody says, somebody actually says to you, things aren't going so well, people look at them like, what the fuck are you, I don't have time to listen to what you're talking about. I was being courteous. So then you say, well, do you like what you do? And some people do. So the next question is, even if you love it, are you getting the things out of life that you want? What do you mean? Well, are you living in the house that you want to live in? Are you driving the car that you want to drive? Are you able to provide for your children the things that you want to? Do you have the time freedom that you're looking for? If the answer is no, the question is, if you don't change anything in the next 2 to 5 years, is that likely to change? If people say no, then the next question is, do you want it to? What do you mean? Well, you just said you don't have the things that you want. And if you keep doing what you're doing, whether you like it, and most people don't, some people do. But even if you do, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, you don't change something, that you're not going to get the things you want. So are you never going to get the things that you want? Or are you going to make a change? So when you ask people enough questions, and you're listening, now you go back to, so, let me ask you another question. If I could show you something that without giving up what you're currently doing, in the next 2 to 5 years, maybe could help you get some of those things that you've already said you can't get on the path you're on, would it be worth it to you to take a few hours to investigate it? Probably isn't for you, but what if it is?
Or as Dave Wood must say, if it's 2 to 5 months, whatever it is, would you at least take a look? If you're not going to look, there's not a lot I can do.
As people talk, you start asking better questions. want better answers, ask people better questions. The whole key to success is dictated by the questions you ask from others, mostly the questions you ask of yourself. Let me tell you the questions that will ruin your life. Why does this always happen to me? Why isn't life fair? Why is you always get answers, but what kind of answers can you possibly get that are going to send you forward to questions like that? What can I learn from this? What did I learn today? It is a numbers game in that regard. Your job, we're looking for those who are looking for a chance to make a change, to make a difference in their own life, the lives of the people they love, and the lives of others. Your job is not to take a person who isn't that person and turn them into that person. So imagine this. Imagine that here's the world, here's you, here's this incredible thing that you know about. Your job is simply to take this list of people, which is the world of others, and take them from that list to one of 3 other lists. No, I absolutely hate it and have no interest in it. That's great. Now you know you have to worry about them anymore. I think it sounds interesting. I like it, not for me as an opportunity person, but I love your product. Great, customer. Nothing wrong with customers, folks. Imagine how McDonald's would be if only the people that flip those hamburgers wanted to eat them. Now, the last thing is, yeah, it sounds like something I'd want to do. So your job is to go out, ask the questions, and find out which list people go on. And you get paid the same, no matter what they say. Because after you've talked to 100 people, generally, 5 to 6 are going to see what you see and are going to be the foundation of your team. After with them, you've talked to a total of about 500 people complete. And I mean talk to, they've looked at it and said no, informed no's. Get to say no, but only if you know what you're saying no to. You know, you'll have a group of people that make it interesting enough to say, hey, this will be more than a hobby. Talk to enough people that 2,000, 3,000 people have told you no. Not you personally talking to them one-on-one, but you and your team. You'll be making incredible amounts of money. People always say, you know, how many people do you have in your, you know, how many people did you sponsor? I don't know. I mean, I do, but it's, no, actually I've never sponsored thousands. Never. I drill for depth. It's not who I know, it's who they know. How many people have I been personally involved in recruiting? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But at the end of the day, I know that I have heard no more than anybody here. I'm willing to bet. I live for it. Good. I don't have to worry about you anymore. I don't have to worry about you anymore.
Go through enough no's that finally you get it.
You're looking for no's. You know, how many
measure success by yeses,
how many people
measure by
here?
no's. Everybody's trying to.
How many people here have ever seen a doctor? Raise your hand. Ever seen a doctor? Raise your hand.
Oh, of course.
Oh, this is the only one of people that have ever seen a doctor? Boy, you're a healthy bunch. Okay, how many people here seriously thought about going to medical school?
I did.
Okay, how many people here actually went?
No.
Okay, how many people here have ever eaten in a restaurant? How many people own one? There's this prevailing theory. Not everybody is destined to be a doctor, but we all see doctors. Not everybody's destined to be a lawyer, although for some reason, at one point or another, we all have to hire them. This is one of life's little challenges. We're not going to get around. We all eat in restaurants. We're all standing in buildings. That very talented engineers and construction people involved in buildings. We're not all engineers. And lo and behold, not everyone is destined to be a network marketer, direct marketer, an online marketer, internet marketer. That's okay.
We need those people.
You just have to find those that are looking for you, and when you get that, you'll realize you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person as long as they believe that you're about them. The minute they think it's about you, you lost it before you started.
Here's the thing: if nobody is telling you no, you're doing one of two things.
Nothing.
You're lying to everybody.
Or you're speaking to nobody.
Or you're speaking to nobody. Either one of those is not really good. So measure success by no's, because the yeses automatically happen. You get 100 no's the right way, you'll have a lot of yeses, but you will have 4 or 5 who are as deadly serious as you are, and they're willing to go run the race with you. That's the thing.
No, that number that you quoted, the 2,000 to 3,000 no's, is that statistical?
I will
is
tell
that
you that you
proven?
can talk to any, in traditional network marketing, yes. You can talk to anybody. We do an exercise, it starts with a notebook, and you can talk to anybody that's made significant income. And it's not personal. You know, initially when you started a business, all of your time is spent personally recruiting. Your whole team is you. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
But when I get him on board, what's more important? That I go get more new people for me? I want to build a network. So now we're going to spend, if he's ready to go, 80% of my time is going to be helping him develop his team. You know why? That's mine. And also, anybody that knows me personally, you're always going to deal with the friction of personality. But anybody that he introduces me to, I'm a rock star. We have no baggage. They're only here. They don't want to listen to him. They can't even, they're already pissed that he got here first. But they'll listen to me. And by the time she introduces me to him, we're so far removed from anything that's negative that all we're going to do is run together. And in network marketing, the beauty is, if we're running together, it's good for her, it's good for him, and if I duplicate it well, he's doing it with someone on his team, and it runs and runs and runs, and eventually people are telling you you're insane in 15 languages. Because no matter how well you do, there'll always be people that tell you what you do is insane, doesn't work, will never work, couldn't possibly work. Oh my God, that doesn't work. How can you do that thing that doesn't work? It works. Most things that people work at consistently over time that they passionately believe in tend to work. Most things that people don't really understand, that they themselves have no faith or belief in and think of as like some sort of get rich quick thing, typically do not work for them, and then they say it doesn't work. It ultimately comes down to how much do you believe in what you're doing and in the vision of what you create. Because we create our own realities. If everybody has the same company and the same products and the same compensation plan and the same ability before them, what really separates those that make great success from those that don't? Those that got in early? I don't think so. Earliest time is the hardest time. It can be the most rewarding if you stick it out. Seldom do. Very few do, but it can be. And you can say, oh, well, they've been at it before. They've had this big group. Yeah, I've been at this 23 years, and my last two groups have been really, really big. And the majority of the people that I have recruited have great experience in my industry. But everybody builds it from scratch with brand new people the first time. Because you know what the chances of a brand new person recruiting a superstar are to an opportunity in this industry? It's become the NFL. 0. So everybody goes out and proves themselves and does it and builds their own belief and builds the belief of others. And just do what you say you're going to do. Show up. Don't think you have to know everything. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself, because it's not about getting on a stage and showing people how much you know. It's getting on a stage and letting people see how much you don't know, and you're willing to get on the stage and make a fool of yourself anyway. Because at the end of the day, most of the people you're going to talk to, that you didn't know them 5 minutes you didn't know them 5 minutes ago. And you're not going to know them 5 minutes from now. So who cares what they think? If they think you're crazy, let them think you're crazy. It's tough, you make a lot of money, you lose a lot of money. It's not really about the money after a while. It's such a team thing. I never set out to make the money that we ended up making. I didn't have goals like that, so I want to make $1 million. I wanted to make enough money to comfortably take care of my family. And I had a number that would get me out of everything. When I hit the biggest lie, if it's a lie, the biggest lie we tell ourselves when we start in the people business is we talk about the beach we're all going to retire to. Now today with internet access and everything else, it's possible to be working from the beach. But what happens is, you really think about that. One day you get that number, but nobody gets to the top alone. You have a team full of people that have helped you get there. So now you're here and you turn around and you've got this great team of people that got you there. They haven't hit their goals yet. So now, if you have ethics, integrity, honor to your word, and a belief in what you're doing, you really are about changing the world, you're going to go and help and support the people that made you get where you wanted to go so you reach your goal. So now you're working focused on them, making them successful, and your check just starts going. Now you've got a good team of people that are making really good money, they're really happy, and you say, God, not only do I have a good check, I don't have to worry about it, because they're so worried about protecting their check, they protect theirs, mine's okay. But then you have people come up to you and they say, I saw you on this video, or I heard you say this, or I heard you do that, and something you said touched me, or you made a difference in my life, or you helped me. And that's the secret nobody talks about. It's like a drug. This industry attracts people that really want to make a difference and change lives. And sometimes they lose their belief and it can go sideways, but it really does. And once people start telling you that you've helped them or you've made a difference, you become a junkie for it. You just want to go have that happen again because it's so empowering. It's so cool. It's so neat. And then you meet somebody that says, I want to do what you do. I want to go change lives. I just want to go out and make a difference. And you want to help them. And you just can't stop. And then, you know, somebody calls you and says, God, you're making all this money. Oh, that's great. But who cares? You know, it's neat to get on stage the first time and speak to 10,000 people. It's much more fun to sit in the audience and say, hey, that person's on stage and they've never done that before. I might, maybe I'm a small part of that. You know, maybe it's even better when they're in your group. You know, but that's what it's all about. Just learning, teaching, having fun. We met these guys a couple of weeks ago because we have a mutual friend. We were all doing an event together in Vegas. They needed some help. I have had the time of my life the last 3 days. I got to meet great people. I'm confident that, you know, sometime in the next 6-7 months, I might actually have a blog. I can spell internet now. I can almost send an email. You know, an email. I'm sort of a texter. The predictive thing changes all my words, but we're working on this. And it's great. It's great to be the dumbest person in the room and surrounded by so many people that are pioneering something like we did 25 years ago, and know that I can learn from everybody and feel young again. Because I'm starting to feel like a dinosaur around you. All these things I'm talking about seem to be going the way of the wind. I used to have to get on a plane, you know, get on a stage, get a microphone to talk to 1,000 people. You guys press a button, everybody shows up, you put a camera in your face, and you're talking to 10,000. I salute you. I'm impressed, and I'm thrilled to be a small part of it. Go party, have fun. You know, do more school tomorrow, but go celebrate your victory. 1,200 people, 8-month-old company at an event. Go blog about it. Nobody in the industry is doing this. You guys are amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Go be amazing and have a good time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.